Hey, Jeff.
Yeah, Zane.
Do you know what today is?
It's Friday.
It's Friday, and for us, what does that mean?
Second pour.
Second pour, and today we are going to
Review Four Roses single barrel. This is the OBSF 2025 recipe.
OBFS.
And we're going to review this when?
Well, right after this.
Welcome to Second Pour. My name is Jeff.
And I'm still Zane.
And today we're going to review a whiskey.
That's right. This isn't no OESK whiskey. This is an OBS something else whiskey.
F whiskey. It's Four Roses single barrel. It's a 50% ABV, 100 proof. It's 35% rye, 60% corn, 7 to 9 years aged. Released in January of 2025. Was produced and bottled by Four Roses and runs a whopping $50.
Now, why was I making so much to do about like these letters?
The OBSF, because somebody recently told us OBSF stood for
Yeah, but it's because these are letters that signify a flavor palette.
Yeah, exactly.
Comes into the bottle.
So it's like the F is like part of their formula for
that's right.
Their mash bills are.
Yes.
So and now they do other collections. So they also, this is a 4 single barrel collection they do. It's an OSEO, an OESK, an OBSV, and the one we have, which is the OBSF. So this is Four Roses kind of
old, but still fantastic.
What do we do on the show?
Well, first of all, we pour up our whiskey.
Well, that's true. So while
you're pouring that up, we usually go through a process where we snork our whiskey, aka smell the loving mother out of it.
That's correct. Then
we kind of talk about what we smell. And as us experts, we trust that you will join in with us when you get a chance to smell, taste, and so forth this whiskey.
What did you just say?
And then we look at what the manufacturer, aka the distillery, says that we should smell.
And then we taste the whiskey.
That's right, and expertly go over the flavor tones, the nuance, the subtleties, or subtleness of the whiskey itself. And then we look and see what the plebeians known as the distillery has to say about it.
And then we do the finish.
Yep.
Which again is pretty simple. We just taste it and
And then we look at what the expert. Do you realize that you said experts for us twice?
Listen,
you made that
I
twice.
have so much confidence in our capabilities as genuine connoisseurs of whiskey.
Thank God.
That I don't feel like, we are betraying the trust of our viewers, whose opinions do matter.
That's right. So should we snork the whiskey then?
I think so.
So what are you getting out of this? There's a fruit note on this whiskey, and I'm gonna throw that out there because I remember I've had this whiskey recently, right?
Yeah, that's right.
But
I think
I get blackberry.
I know you say that, and this is where we differ. I think that we've talked about this in the past on a whiskey before, about the chocolate oranges that you used to get.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, and I feel like some of the palating notes that I'm getting in the snork fall in that line. It's a chocolate, citrus, fruit, but more leaning towards that.
So you feel like the orange peel? I can get some of that orange peel you're talking about.
Yeah, I'm not saying like straight,
Like when you're pulling the peel off an orange and it kind of lets off that.
Yeah.
That,
the expression of the orange. That's what we're talking about.
I still see some blackberry in there.
I don't know.
Should we see what the experts?
Yeah, let's look at what those other experts have to say. Hey.
They say mint, apple, allspice, vanilla. Now, that mint. Wait.
No.
The mint's there. It's right in the front.
Don't get it like what you're talking about. But there is definitely something more than just
a
rye spice or something like that.
Do we have mints in the studio?
I don't think so.
No?
No. All right. Well, it's what they say. Now, the next test is...
The next
test is to taste said whiskey.
You want to taste it?
I think we probably should. Oh, look at you go.
You should probably taste that.
I should probably taste it.
That's warmer than 100 proof.
The bite is hard.
It's like a real quick bite, right?
But I don't feel like there's a lot of hug.
No, it's just a quick bite.
Yeah.
It's like a psst, you know.
Now, what are you getting on your flavor palette?
A lot of oak, rye spice, clove, maybe a little bit of clove. It's a little dry. Now I know that we're kind of running into the kind of finish there when you start.
Yeah, I agree, but it's still the premier on the front of the flavor when you're going through the palate. That dryness, that I'm not saying it's a licorice, but it's the
licorice.
It's not a licorice, but it does the same thing that the anise does when it begins to kind of like nullify your taste buds. When it kind of starts to numb and bite into them a little bit. Because like the finish, and you know, kind of jumping the gun, but that finish is overpowered by what I feel like the tasting notes are.
I do notice that the cloviness, the anise that you're talking about, it still sticks around quite a bit.
I think you're right. It's clove.
I think it's a clove, and
It's a clove.
And that clove tends to stick around enough to where that numbing quality of clove is really present in this pretty heavily.
I mean, it's like freshly shaved sunshine with a bit of, you know,
honey.
For Cynthia. I think that's what this is. Freshly shaved sunshine and a bit of for Cynthia.
At least it's not for Amber.
It's definitely not Amber. Obviously, I was being a bullshitter just then. What do you think about the taste? Like, not so much like what are you getting, but are you happy with that?
I'm not hating it.
I find it very one-dimensional right now.
Is that a bad thing? So like,
I know what you're getting at. Is overcomplication a problem?
Do you really need to have a complicated whiskey every time you sit down and drink a whiskey? Is there a time when you really just want to sit down and drink a good whiskey?
Yeah. To say that it doesn't need to be overcomplicated, I can agree. Whiskey does not need to be overcomplicated. However, this is old, but still fantastic, right?
I get the feeling if I gave
This
you
is OBSF. They're trying to say it's complicated.
if I gave you a cigar
Okay, fair.
and you just rolled it around in there and then ran with that, I think your opinion of this whiskey would change already.
Well, I mean,
Because now here's the part, I'm gonna throw this at you and I want you to look for it here in a second.
okay, sure.
There's a tawniness in this whiskey when there shouldn't be.
Well, I taste that on the finish.
Do you get that?
Yeah, absolutely.
There is a tawny note in this whiskey. It's on the end.
Yeah, but the lectins, that may even be the wrong word, but the lectins that you get in wines are built with the idea that they're in a giant, they don't call them barrels. What do they call a wine barrel?
A Solera cask?
Yes. So that's what we're talking about here, you know. So you have some kind of an element that is pulled from, I would presume, the oxidization of oils within the staves of oak barrels. But if we have a note to discuss, it have to be because of how they aged it. It can't be just because they're using Mezzanara casks or some kind of bullshit. I don't think that's it. I think this is just American white oak that's been charred.
The thing that they are saying in this situation, it has been aged for 7 to 9 years. Maybe.
Yeah.
We've gotten so used over the last few years that whiskey gets aged in like 2-year fucking American new oak, charred oak barrels. We've forgotten what happens when whiskey actually exists in a barrel for longer than 24 months.
Well, that is an optional.
So at least we
Solution
know
to the
in this
question.
situation, they're telling us 7 to 9 years in a barrel. That's now leaning toward Eagle Rare,
10 years.
Henry McKenna, now we're getting into those realms where whiskey has spent some time going in and out of that barrel. And maybe now we're like, oh, this is what whiskey tastes like when they're not just trying to impress us with whatever new one's on the market.
Is it a fun experience? That's another question.
Okay, so based on that, let's talk about the finish before we get too far ahead. Finish-wise, do you feel like it's a long finish, a short finish? I feel like it's kind of a short finish for me.
Yeah, I can attest to a short finish, but I think that's because it's such a, dare we say, rough finish.
So you feel like this is kind of harsh?
You mentioned tannins.
I do. I am mentioning the tannins from the oak, but it's not a harsh tannin. It's that I said tawny. Tawny is like more.
You said tawny.
That's more wine level.
But clearly, this goes to the whatever this is called.
What is this?
This is a flash. This is a.
Here's what I will.
A bing, a kind of thing. It's got a bing.
There's a nice piece to this bottle, and I don't want to get into the rating of it just quite yet because we're talking about the finish. But there is a flash that happens with this bottle that doesn't happen with every whiskey. And what I mean by flash, that means there is a moment of you drink it and a smack on your tongue.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then it happens again, smack on the tongue. So if anything, this is creating an adventure every time you take a drink. There's not a lot of bourbon out there that does that these days.
No, that's true. Because usually it's either so homogenized that it doesn't.
Yeah, it's just like, okay, I had some whiskey, it's forgotten, moving on. It's like we just had recently, we did an episode where we had like 6 whiskeys.
That's right.
Now this one kind of didn't stand out as much as like maybe another one did. But in the same case, this one's doing something that a lot of those other ones didn't do.
Right. The other ones had a consistency with their smoothness.
This one has more of a, hey, I'm here.
Yeah. This is not just everybody else's Four Roses.
I think we need to review this. Okay, so we review our whiskey on a
5-finger scale.
1 being.
It's whiskey.
2 being.
Yeah, that's good.
3. 4.
This is some legit stuff.
And then there's the ultimate 5.
That's right. That's the best that there could ever be.
What do you give this? See, you're struggling with this. I know you're struggling with this.
I struggle with it because I like to drink bourbon, unique flavoring, high proofs.
How much whiskey do you think we've had over the last few years?
Oh, I don't know.
Since we started the show, we're talking, what, 250, 300 range?
Yeah, 250,000 gallons probably, yeah.
So based on that, what are you looking for when you're looking for a whiskey? You're looking for something that carries an experience that you haven't had yet, or at least an experience.
Yeah, anything that's not just run-of-the-mill.
That's my point. Now, they're telling you that this is not a run-of-the-mill. It's an OBSF, so it's a special single barrel. They're not going to produce it all the time. They do produce it every year, but it's always different because of it being a single barrel.
So if I'm sitting there thinking about like what my favorites are, okay?
Gotcha.
And I'm not going to say what those are and how I would particularly how I particularly rate those. Especially Mellicorn. That's kind of where I'm thinking, like, how would I place this one? So I would place this is a solid 3.5.
Ooh, well, I was going to give it a 4.
Yeah. I don't want to raise it too high because I think that I would personally, like, drink it less frequently than what I would do as a 4.
Yeah, I got what you're saying.
Because I think that this one is specifically, like, especially once you taste it the first time and you go through a glass or two, then you're going to be like, I know what that experience is. And there's going to be a point where you're like, I want to do that experience again. I don't think I'm going to recall that as often as I will what I rate 4s and 5s.
Here's what I think will happen, though. I think that after we've rated this.
Yeah.
And this probably may make it to the year end, like, best whiskeys of the year.
Okay.
And you're going to try this, and I'll watch for this to happen. You're going to be like, That's a really damn good whiskey.
Oh, hey, to be fair though, a 3.5 is a really damn good whiskey.
Well, when me giving it a 4, we just bumped that to a 7.5. So it is teetering on a really high-end whiskey.
Like I said, like when we're talking about rating it based on the pretenses of what a bourbon is, what the essence of them are, and this is really good.
It's a good whiskey. Now, is it getting like, so on the back it says here now, it says delicate rye, apple, mint, clove, and cocoa. Delicate rye, I don't think the rye is very delicate. I think it's hard forward. Apple, not so much. The mint, I do think the mint and the clove are there. The cocoa, I think there's a bit of dryness in there that could say, hey, I'm cocoa.
I think the cocoa is up front. I think the cocoa is in the beginning of the experience, and I think that you could definitely think it's a chocolatey flavor.
So you're talking about a whiskey that almost is doing what it says it's doing.
I mean, that's true. And based on our criterion in the past, we have to keep this at a higher rating. For sure.
Absolutely. So what about you? Have you had a OBSF from previous years, or is it different one of the different other ones that they produce? Or have you had the OBSF for 2025? We would be interested in what you're getting out of it, and let your comments down below.
And don't forget, as always, like, share, and subscribe. And don't forget to
ding our dong, because that's how you know when new episodes are coming out, like next week when we do a new episode of Whiskey Pop.
That is correct.
Where we talk about pop culture stuff that matters.
The real deal.
Because we are coming into the holiday season, and it is Christmas around the corner, and you never know what stupid shit we might do next.
Who knows?
But in the meantime, you guys can enjoy the holiday season, love those family around you, and always be safe and drink safe and have a DD and all that stuff.
Yeah, cheers.
Cheers. Did you say you want to revise this?
Yeah, I think the cocoa flavor is actually way more prominent than what we were initially getting at, because especially as you let the alcohols begin to, macerate out of the Glencairn.
Oh, you got to use the macerate word.
And then we go to taste it, right?
Yeah.
And I think that's where, and then you have that back end chew of the liqueur itself.
Are you trying to elevate this to a 4?
I'm just saying. I think they're doing what they're doing. I think it's
Weren't you saying the first of this episode that this is all another 4 roses? Everybody's always 4 roses, no big deal.
Yeah, but that one's actually pretty legit.
You heard it there first.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
Yeah, I'll drink to that.
Yeah. Oh, I did drink to that.